Hello my friends, just wanted to check in with you and do a little video on the last day of the year, just kind of talk a little bit. I'm not really into the whole traditional New Year's things and the New Year's thoughts and resolutions, but it is a new year, and even though it's just on the calendar, I'm a little bit hopeful for 2022. And that's all I really want to talk about today. Is just kind of my message for 2022, a little bit about raw food, not much about raw food and empowerment and more. But the other day I was starting to think, okay, I need to get myself going because I've been stagnant the last 3 or 4 years. And I've got a number of projects that I've talked about over the years that I've kind of half started or gotten them started and put them to the side, or other things that I've had in mind. And when I started looking at all of it and thinking what I wanted to do for 2022 with it, I started getting a little overwhelmed, and I just said, whoa, immediately. Didn't last for more than about 2 minutes. And I said, whoa. If I think like this, I'm going to get into a bad pattern, and I will probably overthink things and not get anything done. So I said, and I thought this would be something worth sharing for anybody out there that's trying to do anything, because this can be used. The idea I'm kind of talking about is nothing mind-blowing or earth-shattering, but it can be used for a number of different things: food, business, personal situations, whatever. But just doing it one step at a time. And that's all I'm really going to do with some of the projects I'm working on and the work that I'm doing, is just get up every day and just, do it. Take a step, do something that day. If you start getting overwhelmed by all the things that you have that you need to do, it can almost cripple you. It can just get into your head. But if you just wake up every day and do something, just do something, and do something the next day, and do something the next day. Beyond that, I do want to get a little bit of routine in my life. I've never been much of routine and setting something down to where I have certain things that I do every day. And that's something that I want to do more in 2022 for sure. So if you're struggling with something like that, just pick one thing. Pick one thing, do it today. And then when you get done with that, do something else. But like I say, I do want to set up a little bit more structure, routine for myself in my life. But it doesn't matter what you're doing. Even if I remember, I'm not a runner, but I remember seeing these programs from couch to 5K, and people that have gone from one extreme almost to another, and how they do it. And that's all everything is in life. It's just a progression. You do it every day. You do it every day. You could be sitting on the couch 100 pounds overweight right now. You lose a little bit of weight. You get out there. Maybe the first day you can't run any further than to the end of the driveway. You run to the end of the driveway. The next time you run, you can run to the, down the street a little bit, and you just keep doing it, building on it step by step. As for the raw food, I'm just going to kind of keep sharing my basic message. Nothing dramatic, nothing crazy. What I like to call a rational raw vegan approach to things. And all I mean by rational is not necessarily that everybody agrees with me or that you agree with everybody else or whatever, but just, just go at, in other words, if something doesn't resonate with you, just move away from it and move toward things that do resonate with you. I've noticed something over the last 2 or 3 years on social media especially, but anywhere, online, whether it's YouTube, whatever, is I think maybe more than half of people now actually consume content they disagree with just so they can argue about it, so they can debate about it, or so they can satisfy their ego and disagree and get nasty with people and tell people why they're wrong doing what they do. That's a waste of time. That is a waste of time. You're wasting your time. Find things that resonate with you. Find people, whether it's about raw food, whether it's about any kind of food, whether it's about another subject. Find people that resonate with you and latch on to that and learn from that. And anytime you come across something that you're that just doesn't resonate at all, you strongly disagree with, you might not leave it. Because how many minds have you seen changed on the internet? Ever. People argue day after day after day after day, and nobody really ever changes their mind. So stop with all that, the noise. Tune out all the noise. I think my meditation has helped me a lot with that. But just tune out all the noise and focus on what works for you and go with that. And empowerment, I just want to talk, I can talk about that from the food angle or from a lot of different angles. I've dabbled a little bit and done some videos on my meditation practice as well, which I'm not by any means. I restarted my practice about 6 months ago, so I'm by no means an expert or a teacher. But I just like to share thoughts and push people in directions. That's why I'm always talking about other people. That's why I read articles from other people on this, on my channel here from time to time. That's why I share articles. That's why I share videos. That's why I share people's names. Because I don't need you to agree with me. I mean, it's not a competition. Am I the best raw vegan out there? Am I doing it the best out of everybody else? No. And I don't want you to ever, I want to get rid of this whole, well, who do you follow and who is your person, YouTube, whatever. I want to empower you to be able to do this stuff on your own. I want to empower you to be the one that knows what to do for yourself. You don't need to be running to a video or running to somebody's social media every day asking them every single question, especially after you've been doing it for a couple of months. I look through all the people that are thriving on this lifestyle, and there's probably some exceptions, but none of them seem to have gurus. None of them seem to have done a program, somebody else's program, to get them where they are. The G's that are doing it now, well, a lot of them didn't have a choice. Ones that have been doing it for 20 plus years because internet wasn't quite the same thing. But you don't need a guru. I like that talk on Netflix. I might watch that tonight for New Year's Eve. Sorry, I might squint a little bit. Sun just came back out. But there's Tony Robbins' talk that was on Netflix. I am not your guru. And I'm not your guru. This person, there aren't no gurus in the raw food world. Get that out of your head away. But gurus are kind of like, everybody's a guru of something these days. And you don't really need them. You don't really need them for most things. So I just, like I say, I like to give you the tools to where you can take things. You don't need to agree. Listen, you might disagree with a number of videos I have, but you might find a nugget that will help. So when I mention people, or I mention something, like I mention a concept or something about eating or my thoughts on this or that, instead of just like I say, taking it all from one person, go take that, go research that, go search certain terms, go watch and see what a number of people have to say instead of your one holy person of the raw food persuasion. And that's all I'm going to keep doing. I'm not going to be dogmatic about raw. I'm not fully raw. And no, it's every once in a while somebody will come out, well, you said raw food. And I'm like, well, pal, I'm not going to come out and say, this is a such and such 94.3% raw food diet channel. I mean, it is what it is. I eat a mostly raw food diet, and I'm just never going to be dogmatic. I don't like dogma, and that's just not going to be who I am. And then just to kind of finish it off a little bit, just a thought in general. Let's all be a little bit nicer to each other. That's another thing about social media. Social media has become a place where people go to fight. They don't really go to interact. They don't go to learn. Or there's a large segment out there that just goes to debate and fight. And even some people can get on their moral high horse. They might be like, well, that's not me. I don't fight with people. I just debate, discuss things. And I'm not saying, all discussion is a moot point, but I mean, I can sift through information. I can figure things out better by just having, some talking points and doing my research online. But whatever, no matter how much you disagree with somebody, you don't have to go for the jugular. And this is not coming from somebody that's afraid to mix it up. Actually, that's the reason I don't mix it up online, and that's the reason I don't respond to negative comments. And that's the reason I don't get into that kind of drama on social media, because I'm afraid of what if I did. Because I can go hard in the paint. I'm not one of those babbling, going love and light all the time. I can go hard in the paint. I can be a savage. Because for me, I'm the kind of person, like if I get mad, I can analyze a person real quick, figure out their weakness, their kryptonite, and I can hone in that, and I can be hella mean. I mean, I can be mean. I can bring tears to your eyes, but that's not a vibe I want to bring. So maybe one day in real life I have to actually deal with something, face to face. But I've always been good at just removing myself from situations. Online, it's super easy. You just don't respond. You just don't respond. I can't tell you how many YouTubers I've even talked to in messaging and whatever throughout the years. And I'll say this, I'm like, why do you, I don't respond? And they're like, well, I won't, I don't. And they can't help it. They have to get involved with every negative comment. They give energy to every negative comment. And when you give energy to that negative stuff on your social media or whatever, it just keeps coming. Most of it, if you just don't put any attention to it, it goes away. But anyhow, yeah, let's just be a little bit nicer to each other in 2022. And no resolutions, none of the traditional New Year's stuff. In fact, I will most likely not. I can't remember the last New Year's that I saw at midnight. The only way I see them every once in a while is if I happen to wake up, like, maybe 11:30, 11:45, and I say, oh, I'll stay awake and ring the new year in by myself. But pretty much it's going to be me and my buddy here's Cat, my friend's cat, Teddy. We hang out a lot, and we'll probably hang out tonight, and likely I'll be asleep by 9 o'clock. But anyhow, whatever you're doing, if you're going out tonight, and I doubt too many people are actually going to watch this tonight, if anybody watches it at all, but anyhow, just have a safe, happy, healthy new year. Spend some time with your family or people that you love, and yeah, I'll be back to you again in 2022. Peace.